Hi, I'm Johnny Moran.
And I'm Christina Stannard.
And this is What We're Watching. So today we want to talk about one of the most valuable parts of PBS, and that's its quality children's programming.
Yes, I am a mother to a 3-year-old daughter, and PBS KIDS is on all the time in my house.
What are some of your kids' favorite shows?
By far, Super Y is the absolute favorite in our household. But Daniel Tiger is on frequently as well, and most recently, Let's Go Luna.
So which of those are your favorite shows?
My favorite is Super Y. I love watching my daughter interact with the show. She actually makes us all say our own superhero names when the characters do their own roll call, so it's a lot of fun. She learns a lot. I can see her actively engaged in the show that the characters jump into, and all of the spelling and all the vocabulary that she learns. I can see her absorbing it.
So what makes PBS KIDS a staple in your house compared to other networks?
The biggest thing that I like is the very minimal ads and commercials. I really like that it's just about the programming, just about the education. But I also like that I can actually be in the same room while she's watching these shows and not be frustrated or feel like I'm watching a children's program.
Going back to what you said about the commercials, sometimes I watch, like my nieces and nephews and what they're watching, and when it's not PBS KIDS, I'm like, oh, no wonder I was so annoying when I was a kid. Like in between all of your shows, they're just like, buy this, tell your parents to buy you this, tell your parents to buy you this. It's nonstop. Did you watch PBS shows when you were a kid?
I did, and it's funny looking back. I watched more PBS shows than I realized were PBS shows.
Right.
Obviously, Sesame Street was a huge one in our family, and Mr. Rogers, of course. But there were some other ones like Zoom, which is not a very popular show, but I remember watching that growing up and just being intrigued by all of the characters and the people in it. And so it's things like that brings back all this nostalgia for me, and that I hope that my daughter can feel the same way about the shows that she's watching right now. So
going from the early days of Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers all the way to now with, Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood and Super Y, it seems like PBS is kind of the channel that consistently carries the real educational programming. And it's not that you have to do much research on what is the best thing my kid could be watching. It seems like parents just naturally gravitate to these shows.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in Daniel Tiger, they teach feelings and teach them different words. I mean, just this morning, my daughter started talking about the word mad, and she started using it in a sentence, and she never really used that word before. She usually uses the word sad for mad. And since watching a Daniel Tiger episode where they were getting mad and trying to deal with those feelings, she kind of realized that sad was not the right word for her.
So how did the episode explain dealing with mad feelings?
So the parents of Daniel Tiger and the other characters' parents said to kind of explain to the other person why that they were mad and get their feelings out in the open. And then there's actually another episode where it tells them that they can stomp around, or they can roar to get that anger feeling out so that it's not directed at the person that they're mad at.
I could probably honestly learn a couple things from watching the show. I think I might have to check it out.
The funniest thing to me, and it goes back to nostalgia, is a couple mornings I will see my daughter looking out the window, and she'll start saying, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood." And I'm like, what? How do you know that sentence? Where is that coming from? And it's because of the Daniel Tiger theme song. It brings back all these warm and fuzzy feelings for me with my own childhood.
So any other reasons why you prefer your kids watch PBS KIDS programming?
Well, I really like that I don't have to monitor what's coming on next. I know and I can trust that a quality educational program is coming on next. And that's a good feeling for me, especially when I'm doing the dishes and I'm not paying attention that half hour has passed. It's a comfort.
You can check out our schedule at WNED.org to see all the great children's programming that we have available. And if you're in the US or Canada and you have an antenna, you'll also have access to the PBS KIDS channel, which is 24-hour children's programming. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.